Hey there, Bunky. You know, I think I had you figured all wrong at first. You came into this cell 1 week ago, scared, crying, kicking and screaming. Pretty much an embarrassment to how anybody would ever want to come into a jail. Nobody would ever want to come into a place like this the way that you did. But you've surprised me, to say the least, in these last 7 days. You did what I asked you to do on that first day. You went out when they rolled those bars the very first morning, bypassed all of the other prisoners, yelling at you, making lewd comments and remarks, and you beelined straight for the telephone. I'm not exactly sure what your mother and father do for a living, but I am happy that they were able to send $650 to my commissary account. I'm just thinking of all of those Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams that I've already ordered. Icy white honey buns, the white girls, ramen noodle, chicken flavored, soups, beef flavored, shrimp flavored, oriental flavored. Do you like the oriental flavor, Bunky? I can't wait. I cannot wait until they bring that commissary. That's gonna be a very nice day. Jay Smooth's gonna have that Christmas Santa Claus sack coming right through that chuck hole. I might even consider getting a razor. Maybe shaving. Who knows? It would certainly be cause for celebration, considering I can't remember the last time I was ever able to order commissary for myself. What was that? Give you something when I get all of those treats and knickknacks? That's probably not gonna happen, Bunky. But who knows? Maybe on that faithful commissary day, maybe I will be feeling just a little bit generous. You know, since we've been in this cell together, we haven't done much chit-chatting. In fact, I don't really like to talk to people all that much. But you're different, Bunky, considering the fact that your safety is now of my utmost importance. Who knows? Maybe I'll even tell you the story one day of why I'm in here. It's quite the treat. Better than any Zoom Zooms or Wham Whams ever could be. What was that? You want to give me back the candy bar that I left on your pillow? You know what's interesting about this, Bunky? Is the fact that this is only a miniature candy bar. So though the implications that come along with even this miniature piece of candy left on your pillow are quite severe. This is nothing in comparison to if I were to ever leave a full-blown candy bar on your pillow. And real quick, if ever there's a king-size candy bar on that pillow, it would probably be a good idea to go ahead and push a kite to the guards and let them know they need to get you up out of here. You know, you've been in this cell with me now for a week, and we haven't gone over any ground rules just yet. So maybe now might actually be a pretty good time to address a few of those. Whenever you come into a new cell where there's already another guy living in that cell, you always extend the utmost courtesy to that guy as, well, that's his home that you're now entering into. It's almost like being married, Chad, to a certain degree. Maybe not fully. Definitely the sex. I'm kidding, Chad. Don't get scared. That was also a joke, Chad. Feel free to find anything that I toss your way as anything you might even perceive as humor funny, Chad. But seriously, it is a bit like entering into a relationship. You have to learn how to cope and adapt and circumnavigate around another grown man, Chad, which, I hate to say, could be something you might find yourself doing quite often, circumnavigating another man. That is, Chad, if, for whatever reason, you decide to become delinquent on our cash money arrangement. It's not always the easiest thing, Chad, to do time locked in a cell with another man. What was that? Could you ever be locked in a cell with a woman? Actually, yes, Chad, kind of. Kind of. Not really, but kind of. You, potentially, Chad, could be seen to some prisoners, maybe even me, as a woman. Kind of. Respect, Chad, is king in a place like this. It is the ace of spades inside of any jail or prison. You must exhibit respect at all times for any and all prisoners, not just who you live with, Chad. And if you ever decide that you're just not going to respect another prisoner, you better have a damn good reason for that. And you also better put your shoes on, Chad, because there is the high likelihood that you're going to have to fight that prisoner that you have decided not to show respect for. You know, all of this that I'm telling you, Chad, I really ought to be charging you for. But then again, I am already charging you, aren't I, Chad? So, consider these little lessons in prison etiquette and also politics on the house, free of charge. Sort of like a little prison knowledge sale, potentially. What was that? What happened to my last cell partner? Chad, that's a story for another time. But you could go ahead and leave a like on this conversation, like it was some sort of a YouTube video or something, and who knows, maybe I'll share with you exactly what happened to my last cell partner. What am I doing? Sort of like a little nervous thing that I do. It's better I do this with my hands than something else, Chad. Something else entirely. How does the saying go? Idle hands and all. Yeah. Don't mind me, Chad. I'm just as messed up as most everyone else who's in here. The only plus for you, Chad, is the fact that you're paying me for my services to protect you. What was that? What if I'm no longer able to protect you? Well, Chad, that's going to be a very, very scary day for you indeed. So you might want to hope that something like that doesn't happen. What do you say we just continue with the lesson, Chad? Consider me like your prison tutor or something along those lines. What was that? Why am I whispering about all of this? Well, Chad, something you need to understand is that in a place like this, everyone is listening all the time. You're gonna deal with some of the most nosy, nasty people that you've ever dealt with in your life in a place like this. And in fact, if you never had experienced anything like this before and had ever wondered what it would be like to be in a place like this, in a jail, in a cell, cold, smelly, scary. Aside from those few adjectives right there, another good way to think about what a place like this could be like is just imagine everyone that you don't like And every single one of the most annoying people that you have ever met in your life crammed together in small confines. It's sort of a thought that just warms the heart, doesn't it? Another thing that you're going to need to survive this place is some sort of a hustle. You're going to need to be of value or service to the other prisoners in here, especially if your fight game is not that strong. Certain things that you could consider doing. Potentially washing laundry, including, but not excluding, grown men's stinky, sweaty underwear. You ever picked up a pair of underwear as stiff as a piece of cardboard? Or a sock that smells like pure ammonia? Well, you will in a place like this. It's not a glamorous hustle by any means, but it is a hustle nonetheless that can make you an asset, a utility, sort of like a little Swiss Army knife of a prisoner. There's not a lot of money in washing another prisoner's laundry, but it is a highly needed service. Maybe you could draw envelopes, Valentine's Day cards, things such as that. You could learn to tattoo. You've never tattooed before in your life. You're also scared of needles. What was that? And scared of blood? Well, let me tell you something. In a place like this, blood is going to be a common sight that you'll be seeing. You just best hope it's not your own blood that's being spilled. What about working on things? Do you know how to fix anything? Radios, CD players? You're not good with any of that. Sewing. Do you know how to sew? You do know how to sew. In fact, you crochet. Oh boy. You're probably gonna have a pretty tough time in here. But thank God there's me. Old J Smooth to the rescue. Sewing is not necessarily the highest needed service on the totem pole, but there are certain prisoners, for whatever reason, who even while locked up will pay for you to hem and alter their prison jumpsuits in such a fashion and way that they look like they're wearing some sort of skinny jeans. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Sagging skinny jeans also. When they open these gates tomorrow, you could go out into the day room and make an announcement saying, hey, I'm willing to sew any garments or jumpsuits that you need sewed for a couple of ramen noodle soups. But if you feel like that could be too dangerous for you, well, there's always trustee. mopping floors, cleaning staff restrooms, maybe even working in the kitchen. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you think that you're going to use trying to get on trustee as a way to get away from me and to not have to pay me anymore, that's just not going to work. You see, because if you do, I'll send word for you, and that word will not be too good in your favor. And you've got to ask yourself, if you think that I'm bluffing, who do you think they would believe? You or me? But let's move on from that. That's far too gangster and gully, and after all, we're just being friendly. We are forced to share a cell together, after all. Speaking of sharing this cell, I feel like we didn't get very in-depth in terms of the proper etiquette involved in doing just that. Another thing that you're going to have to do is keep this cell clean. You can either do your part or be forced to do it all. But if you come into this cell and dirty this place up in any type of a way, urinate on the rim, on the floor, and you don't clean that up, there's going to be problems. If you come in here and pass gas so bad that the other party wishes they had a gas mask, you'll probably be stabbed for that. That's right. Flatulence can cause you to lose your life in a place like this. Anything food related, clean up after yourself. I'm not your mother, but I might make you cry for her. That was kind of funny. You didn't think so, huh? Well, you should laugh anyways. Go ahead, crack a smile. That was good. Don't do anything at all, anything that would cause the authorities, the guards, the guys that think they're Navy SEALs sometimes, to have to come in here. Don't draw attention to this cell for any reason whatsoever. Because if you do, I will be forced to roll your mat up and what little belongings that you do have and throw them out into the day room. Sort of like a little prison eviction. It happens. Don't think that it does not happen. You know, I want to let you know, I don't just share these things with you to scare you. I share these things with you because I like you. And to be honest, truth be told, you're sort of starting to grow on me a little bit. And unfortunately for you, that's probably not going to be a very good thing. You look like you're tired, though. You've been kind of dozing off a little bit as I've been talking to you, which probably is one of the highest forms and signs of disrespect in a place like this, but it is nighttime, bedtime, nighty-night time. And again, you look very tired. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and let you just fall right asleep and think about some of these things that I've shared with you. And always keep this in mind. If you ever get a chance to be outside of these walls, make sure that you stay there. Make sure that you do everything in your power to always do the right thing. Because in jail, This is no place that you want to be. Hey, have a good night, and I'll see you bright and early in the morning when those trays are coming through that chuck hole.